Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back, listeners, to another episode of Books and Coffee. I'm Fadila and I'm your host. Today, we'll be exploring or going through the collection of poems about love called Some Letters from the Heart by Ishaq Yakubu. This collection is divided into two sections: the side of the feelings underneath the sun and the side of the feelings underneath the moon. You know how love is such a complex emotion, right? This book, it does a wonderful job of capturing all its many shades, whether it's about joy and excitement of new love or, a quiet, reflective moment of longing. I'm pretty sure these poems will speak to your heart. I'm going to read the about the book, then the author bio. Here's what about the book says. Some Letters from the Heart is a powerful collection which intimately explores the theme of love in all of its many shades. Separated into two sections, the side of the feelings underneath the sun and the side of the feelings underneath the moon. Each side of the book appeals to the reader in a different, yet not so unfamiliar way. Now, the author bio says, Ishaq Yakubu is a young adult African writer, author, poet, and literary enthusiast from Kogi State, Nigeria. His love for literary arts began in his early years after being exposed to the works of the great English playwright, poet, and actor William Shakespeare by his mother, whom he has named the source and cause for his literary genius. He currently resides in Abuja, Nigeria, where he is enrolled as an undergraduate student. Some Letters from the Heart is his first published work. That was about the book and the author bio. Now let's get right into the episode properly. And I'm going to be reading 3 poems from each section. Let's start with the first section, the side of the feelings underneath the sun. These poems, they are full of warmth and happiness. Basically, they capture that pure joy that comes with love. And I feel it's more like standing in the sun and feeling its warmth on your body. And basically, the poems in this section, they remind us of the bright, sunny days of love, when everything feels possible. The first poem I'm going to read from this section is For Love and of Love. And I will write for love any day, and of love. For love, I dare say, makes our world go round. Unfortunate is the one whom love has not found, before he is lain deep down in the ground. The one who can never say, I remember a time, with a smile on his face and a fire in his eyes. If only you knew of what I have in this mind of mine, you would weep much for those with no love in their life. This poem is as if you can almost feel the sun on your skin. It's simple, yet it's quite powerful. A quite powerful reminder of the beauty of having someone special in your life. Next poem on our list is A Companion Through All. I do not promise you a world without tears, and I do not promise you a world without pain. For just as Allah created joy, He also made fears. He gave us the sun, yet still He sends rain. I promise a companion through it all, come night or day. For what good is any joy without a prior pain? The third poem from this section is A Heart and Half. This one it's more like a conversational poem. But the title of this poem is quite interesting. A Heart and Half. Do you love her? They asked me. With all the heart that I have, I told them. And does she love you? They asked me again. With a heart and a half. I replied with a smile. And that extra half was once part of mine. These poems and this section just give you that hope that, okay, maybe love is eventually find me. Love might as well find me. I haven't read the 3 poems from this section. Let's move on to the second section, the side of the feelings underneath the moon. These poems are more thoughtful and quiet than the poems from the previous section. They explore the deeper and sometimes sadder sides of love. It's like looking at the moon and thinking about all the love and dreams it has witnessed. The first poem from this section is You Will Come Back to Yourself. Shed your tears, for now is the time to weep. The depth of your wound shows how deep you have loved before. Your heart is breaking. Let it and rejoice, for one day soon you shall come back and do back to yourself. That one, you're just seeing the gengem part. This is what I mean by the sadder side of love. This first poem explains it all. I don't even need to explain anything. Next is the end of the sunset. This is the part they don't tell you about love. The part where the sunset ends and then the sun actually sets. So this poem is literally just reflecting. This section of the poem has to do with the feelings underneath the moon. And so it's basically, I feel it's like related and interwoven together. The third poem from this section is the books. And this one is pretty short. It's pretty short, but quite deep. Now that she's gone and you're all alone, what do you live for? They asked me. The books. I told them. I live for the books. They are my home now. This one is way even more sadder. It's way sadder. And that's basically it. I think this is the shortest review I've ever done. Some Letters from the Heart is a beautiful exploration of love in all its forms. Each poem is like a letter, as the title indicates, Some Letters from the Heart, but this is just some letters. It's not all the letters from the heart. Each poem is like a letter that captures different feelings of love, whether it's under the warm sun or like under the quiet moon. And Ishaq's words make you feel and think deeply about love, because it actually made me feel and think deeply about love. If you're looking for a book that will touch your heart, that will hold your heart, I highly recommend Some Letters from the Heart by Ishaq Yakubu. It's a journey worth taking, honestly. One that will leave you with a deeper appreciation for the beauty of love. If you appreciate love, it's going to make you appreciate love even more. That's all for today's episode. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll tune in next time. As always, Assalamu alaikum.